Good day, everyone. My name is Cindy Bartz, and I'll be your teacher for today. And as always, this is a 30-minute mindful activity, and there's 3 parts that I'll be doing today. First, we're going to do some mindful movements, and then we'll do a mindful breath technique, and then lastly, we'll do a guided meditation. So let's get started. Again, we'll start out with some mindful movements. And for today, we're going to be standing. You can do these seated, but it's best if you can stand. And I'm going to teach you a little bit about Qigong. And Qigong is an ancient Chinese practice. It's very mindful. It's actually considered a moving meditation. And so to get yourself set up, you want to have your feet so that they're parallel to each other. So don't point the feet out or the toes in. As much as possible, get the feet parallel to each other, anywhere from shoulder to hip width here, and want to feel nice and relaxed. This first exercise we're going to do is going to bring a lot of blood flow into the hands. There's 2 parts to this exercise. Very good for anyone that has wrist or hand issues, forearms, carpal tunnel, anything like that. So if you're on your computer quite a bit, which probably most of you are, this is a very good exercise to incorporate into your daily activities. Very easy to do. We're going to bring the hands up. It's important that you have the elbows pointing down towards the earth. And notice that my arm is coming out at an angle. So I'm not up here, I'm not down here. The palms are above the elbow and the palms are facing each other. So this is how we start out. And then we begin to bring the thumbs in towards each other and then turning and bringing the thumbs out away from each other. So start by just doing that movement, going back and forth. This is really about focusing and isolating the movement in the wrist and the forearm here. So we don't want to bring the elbows up at all. We want to keep the elbows pointing down and really isolate the movement in the wrist and the forearm area. It's important to bring those thumbs in as far as you can and then out as far as you can. For this exercise to be effective, you want to go a total of about 2 minutes. Now, once you start getting the technique down, you can start to move a little bit faster. But again, don't bring the elbows up at all. Keep those elbows pointing down. And really isolate the movement in the wrists and the forearms here. And again, you want to do this for about 2 minutes. And I've been watching the clock here, and we've gone about 45 seconds. So as you do this movement, what's going to happen is eventually you're probably going to feel a little bit of tension and stress in either the hands or the forearms, or maybe a little bit of both. If that happens, just slow the movement down, but don't bring the hands down. Keep the hands going. And keeping the palms need to be above the elbows for the entire practice or the entire exercise. So we've got about 45 seconds left. And while we're doing this, I'll talk a little bit about Qigong. Again, Qigong is an ancient Chinese practice. It's literally a moving meditation. This first exercise we're doing is what it does is it starts to bring a lot of blood flow and energy into the body. And again, this is the first part of the exercise. There's a second part that we're going to be doing in just a bit here. I like teaching this to beginners only because you'll probably more than likely, you'll literally feel the energy in your body. If nothing else, probably in the palms and the fingertips. So let's go another 15 seconds here. Again, if it's a little tense right now in the hands and the arms, just slow it down a little bit. Now, here's the second part. What I want you to do is start bringing the hands down and bringing all your attention to the fingertips, to the palms, the hands. Relax the whole body and close down your eyes. Again, bring all your attention to the palms and see if you can feel any subtle sensations. You might feel a little bit of tingliness or vibration. Sometimes there's some warmth that comes into the hands. Sometimes it feels almost magnetic. Feels maybe like the hands are puffing out, expanding. All of those are different sensations of the energy and the blood flow moving down the hands. Just being very mindful and bringing the attention, full attention to your palms. And then you can gently open your eyes. So that exercise, what's happening is you're pooling the blood and the energy in the elbow here. And then after 2 minutes, when you bring that down, there's a rush, intense rush of energy and blood flow that runs down the hands, and then it's going to come back up and move into the system. So this is very good, again, for bringing lots of energy in the body. So we're going to do a couple more mindful movements here. This next one is a type of, it stimulates your internal organs. Very good for digestive issues. Very good for all the internal organs. So the kidneys, the liver, spleen, pancreas, stomach, intestinal tract, all of that. Bend the knees slightly, and then we're just going to bring the hands side to side. This is sometimes called kidney pump, but it's not only working the kidneys here, stimulating the kidneys, it's really stimulating all of your internal organs. Whenever we twist, we're bringing more blood flow into the internal organs. And when we bring more blood flow into the organs, what happens is those organs can then start to work a little bit more efficiently. So sometimes called a detox, but I know that's kind of, everybody has kind of their interpretation of what detox means. Really, to be quite honest with you, the liver and especially the kidneys are always detoxing, always filtering out things that need to be filtered. So very, very simple little exercise. Again, very good for not only the internal organs, this is also very good for the lower back. And you can see too that it's moving and releasing tension in the shoulders. And again, you want to do this for a couple of minutes to get the full benefit. You can go longer than that if you want. We're going to do one more mindful exercise. It's a little bit like what we're currently doing, only the hands are doing something a little bit different, but we're still moving from side to side. So with this one, let's start with our right hand at our belly button area with the palm down, and then bring the left hand up towards the forehead. Bend the knees, and then you're going to move to your right. And then bring that top hand down, the palm is facing down, and bring the top hand up with the palm facing in. And then you're going to move to the other side. So just do a few of these. You're switching hands, that top hand comes down, palm is facing down, bottom hand comes up and the palm is facing you, and then move the other direction. Just do this a few times so you get the knack of the movement and what's happening with the hands here. And then once you feel like you've gotten the gist of this, maybe closing down the eyes and go really, really super slow. Bring all your attention inward. Just feel the different subtle sensations as you move the body from side to side. It might feel like the body is actually floating. For me, it feels like I'm in outer space and there's no gravity here. I'm just floating around in space. This is very much a mindful exercise. This is sometimes called cloud hands. And then sometimes it's called immortal dragon. I love that title name for the exercise. Very slowly, eyes closed if at all possible, moving gently from side to side. The next time you come to center, just bring the hands slowly down. We're going to do one more mindful movement. We're just going to bring the hands up and then the hands down. So notice when I do this, the fingers are pointing down towards the earth, come up to about the shoulders, and then I move and bring the hands facing, or the fingers facing up, and then bring the hands down. Again, it's very slow. Close down the eyes. Bring your attention to the palms. Feel the different sensations of the movement of the hands, the fingers. Bring your attention to the fingertips. Again, you might feel a little bit of sensation. And bring the hands down. So that was a very little crash course, a little introduction into Qigong. There's over 7,000 different movements that have been discovered. This is, again, a very ancient Chinese practice. It's actually the sister, or sometimes considered the mother, of acupuncture. And again, what it's doing is it's allowing the energy in our body to flow more freely. So I hope you enjoyed that. So next, we're going to do a little bit of mindful breath work, and you can have either a seat on the floor. I'm going to use my chair here for this part so that I can be nice and close to you. And the type of breath work that we're going to do today is a nice slow inhalation and then a very, very slow exhalation. And when we exhale, we're going to purse the lips. When we inhale, we're going to inhale through the nose. So you want to sit up nice and tall without being rigid. Close down your eyes. And then take a breath out. So empty the lungs completely. And now breathing in through the nose. Breathe in slow, a nice long, deep, full breath in. And as you do that, feel the lungs expand, creating more space in your whole body. We're going to hold briefly at the top. And then purse your lips and begin to exhale. And exhale as slow as you can. As you exhale, notice and allow yourself to drop down feeling grounded, melting down into either your chair or the floor. Empty the lungs completely. And then go back to a natural breath and just notice your breath. Notice what's happening inside your body. Notice the breath coming in and all the subtle sensations. And as you breathe out, notice the subtle sensations of the breath leaving your body. We're going to do this a few more times. So let's take a nice, deep, full breath in. Nice and slow, long, deep breath. Feel the lungs expand, creating more space in your body, holding the breath at the top, and then pursing the lips and begin to exhale as slow as you can. Allow yourself to drop down. Relax. Release anything in the body that is tense. Releasing any tension, stress. Squeeze all the air out of your lungs and then return to your natural breath. Bringing your attention inward and feeling any sensations, watching that breath come in and out. Notice the sensation in the nose as you breathe in and out. Notice the sensation maybe in the throat. Notice what's happening for sensation and movement in the lungs as you breathe in and out. Notice what happens, the sensations and movement in the belly as well as the lower back as you breathe in and out. We're going to do this pursed lip breath work. It's sometimes called straw breath because when you purse your lips, it's sort of like blowing in or out from a straw. So sometimes we call this straw breath. So let's take a nice deep full breath in through the nose. Again, feel those lungs expand, hold briefly at the top. And purse the lips and then begin to exhale as slow as you can. Allow your body to completely relax and drop down into the surface that's holding you. And squeeze all the air out of your lungs. And then go back to your natural breath. Notice what happens with that first breath. It might be like a nice, long, deep breath in. And then notice how the breath starts to settle down. We've all seen a ship or a boat go by in the water and how the rippling effect happens, and then all of a sudden, gradually, those waves start to subside, and we come back to that nice stilling water. Same thing with our breath. Notice how the breath starts to even out, and you eventually gradually come back to your natural breath. And if you close down your eyes, you can open up your eyes. So that's called straw breath. Breathe in through your nose, nice long, deep breath in, filling, When we take a breath in, we're expanding. We're creating more space, not just in the lungs, but the whole body. All of your cells expand. And each time you exhale, that's a type of detox or emptying. It's a release. So every time we exhale, think of releasing, letting go. That can be letting go of stress and tension that's built up in the body. But also you might think of letting go with something that mentally or emotionally has a hold on you. So it's a really good time to just let things go that no longer serve you, that have no purpose in your life. It's a way of exhaling and letting that come out. So with that, we've got a few minutes and we're going to do a little mindful meditation. So again, you can stay seated in a chair, or if you want to sit on the floor, you can do that. For this part, I'm going to sit on the floor. There's many, many ways to sit in our meditation. If you're new to these sessions, if you go back all the way to the first session, which I believe was in January, I talked quite a bit about different ways that you can sit. You want to be comfortable. So there's no reason, especially when you start out a meditation practice for 5 or 10 minutes, there's really no reason to sit uncomfortably. So with me, I like crossing my legs, and I actually like to have a little bit of support under my thighs here. You do want to sit up fairly straight, but you don't want to be rigid. So you want to be able to relax here in the shoulders. Close down your eyes. This is going to be a short little guided meditation, and we're going to do a little bit of a body scan after we relax here. So first of all, as your eyes are closed, begin to breathe in and out, but try not to change your breath. So breathing in and out without changing, without forcing any air in or out. Simply breathe your natural rhythm of your breath. And as you do this, bring all your attention to the tip of your nose. And notice the sensation of the breath coming into the nose. And notice the sensation of the breath leaving through the nose. So the lips are closed, teeth are slightly separated. I like bringing the tip of my tongue on the upper palate. You're breathing gently in and out through the nose, but you're not forcing or trying to change your natural rhythm of your breath. We're going to start with the top of our head, and we're going to do a body scan. So now bring all your attention to the crown, the top of your head. You're simply bringing your attention to the crown, top of the head. Not anticipating anything happening here, just focusing your attention on the crown of the head, top of the head. Now bring your attention to the eyes. So both eyes. Bring all your attention to the eyes. Your eyes are closed. Notice any colors. Maybe it's a blank canvas. Maybe it's a lot of different colors flowing around. Just notice. Don't have to try and interpret anything here. Just notice the different colors or that blank or black canvas. And then swallow and bring your attention to the very pit of your throat. Bring all your attention to the pit of the throat. Again, there's nothing that's supposed to happen here. It's just you're bringing your focus and all your attention, undivided attention, to the pit of the throat. And now moving your attention down to the heart center, just the center of your chest. Again, really not anticipating anything happening here, but focusing your attention on the middle of the chest, heart center. Now bring all your attention to the right palm. All your attention to the right palm. And now switch to the left palm. Bring all your attention to the left palm. Now bring all your attention to the right hip. All your attention to the right hip. Move your attention now to the left hip. Try not to anticipate or interpret. Just bring all your attention to the left hip. Now bring all your attention to both of your legs. Both of the legs. All your attention in the legs. Bring all your attention to the feet. Both feet, left and right, both feet. All your attention to the feet. Without moving, bring all your attention to the right big toe. Bring all your attention to the right big toe. Without moving or touching, bring all your attention to the left big toe. All your attention to the left big toe. Now bring all your attention to the belly button, navel center. You're not touching or moving, you're just bringing your attention to the navel center belly button. Now bring your attention back to the nose, tip of the nose. All your attention to the tip of the nose. Without changing the breath, without forcing the breath, simply watch your body breathe. And without changing or forcing the breath in or out, notice any subtle sensations as you breathe in. Notice the sensations in the nose, maybe down into the throat. Notice the chest and the lungs. As you breathe in, notice any subtle sensation and movement in the belly and the lower back. Same with the exhalation, without forcing or changing the breath at all. Simply watch the body breathing out and noticing the subtle sensations of that breath leaving the body, emptying, releasing. Noticing what happens in the belly and the lower back. Notice what happens in the chest and the lungs. Notice the throat. Notice the air leaving the nose, the nostrils. Then you can wiggle your toes a little bit, wiggle your hands. So that was a little body scan. There's some guided meditations that actually take about 40 minutes to do, where you lay on your back and you do a 64-point body scan. Very, very relaxing. And what it does is that practice helps you to really bring your attention inward, and it helps to practice, because what you're doing is you're practicing moving your attention from one place to another. So sometimes called yoga nidra, Nidra, yoga nidra. Very relaxing type of yoga, because you're lying on your back the entire time. So that's it for our practice today. Thank you all for joining me if you were live. And of course, this is also available as a recording. So have a nice month. I will see you next month. I always give you a little bit of a challenge. So this month, your challenge is to just, again, sit for maybe 5 to 10 minutes in a meditation and focus on the breath. And if you want to do a little bit of that body scan, just scanning the different parts of your body, you could do that as well. So I will see you next month. Namaste.